I have my grandma, my best friend Victoria, my line sister Jam, and my stepsister Drew. And today we're going to be talking about self awareness topics. So, the first question we're going to get into is what matters to you most in life?
My family.
Wait, what?
And
My,
explain.
My family is the most important thing to me in life. That's just that
Period.
simple.
Point blank. Okay.
Period.
um, for me, it would have to be my relationship with God,
Mm,
and my spiritual walk. I think if that's aligned perfectly or ideally, everything else kind of just falls in place. It helps me be better with my family. It helps me be better with my finances. It helps me be better with my career. So the most important thing is my walk with God, because at the end, that's all that matters.
Practice meditation.
For me, most important thing and to me is right now self love. Because without self love, you can't really give love to nobody else. You can't really receive love from anybody else because self love is the
the
best
best.
love.
Told you that.
don't do that.
What about you, Drew?
Um, I was thinking about that one, and I would say having a right, like, a right mindset at the moment right now, because with this COVID hitting us, and it's not even just about the COVID; it's about the idea of everything that's happening all at once, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, spiritually,
So you gonna do the hair
like,
flip on nigga?
it's like a good mindset right now at this moment. I'm really happy to have, because at any set of time, things
Exactly.
can just flip at any time. So that's what I gotta say right now.
Dre, what matters to you most in life? He go. Oh, he muted himself. Well, for me, what matters to me most in life is being the best version of myself and always being willing and open to evolve as I experience different phases of life.
Okay.
Okay. So the
Is there
next
room
question,
for? Go
huh?
ahead. Go
What was you
ahead.
about
Go ahead.
to, what was you about to say?
Go ahead.
Okay. So the next question is, what are your most important values and how are you living in ways that are not aligned with those values?
Repeat the question and slow it down for the people in the back.
What are your most important values is the first part of it. And how are you living in ways that are not aligned with those values?
So you want three, two, one? How many do you need?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
So honesty and loyalty. Loyalty, I'm to the back. Loyalty, then honesty. I think they go hand in hand.
Mhm.
Um, are my biggest values. How do I live my life? What was the second part of that question?
How are
To
you
not
living?
be alive?
Like, how are you living in ways that aren't aligned with those values?
That aren't alive?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I am. I think I strive to live my life with complete honesty. I don't have time to be dishonest. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna be honest. My mind is short, and I forget I lied to you and been and told you the truth in your face and hurt your feelings on accident. So I definitely try to be honest, even though that might hurt the person I'm being honest with. That's not never my intention. I might lose out on people. That's never my intention. people might move around for me. That's never my intention, but I just feel like me not being honest is not being loyal, and I am loyal to the core of my being. And
Mhm.
in all fashions, I'll ride or die with you. If you need me, I'm there. I'll give you the clothes off my back. I'll give you my last. And I'm going to always be honest with you. Even when I know it's going to hurt you, it's for the greater good. I don't think I live my life in a fashion that doesn't align with my values. I can't have values and expect people to uphold those values if I don't do them.
That's true. What about you, Drew?
Um, my biggest value is, let me see. Can you come back to me? I know what I want to say, but I don't know how I want to say it.
Yeah, we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Dre, you there?
Jeffrey, go with him.
Victoria. Mama.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. My, my phone got muted, and my phone is tripping.
It's okay. You'll go after my grandma. What were you about to say, Mama?
Say the question again. Your values, but you're not living up to them.
Yeah, like what are your most important ones and how are you not aligned with it currently, or if you even are?
I think one of my biggest values is mm, being true to myself and others. And sometimes I might not, I try to always be true to others, but I might not always be true to myself. I usually will do for others before I do for myself. And I think sometimes I got to learn how to be a little bit more selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Self
You
sacrificing
know,
is a real thing.
that's a big thing for me too. Like I put a lot of people first before I even think about myself, and then I get to a point where like I pretty much am or not am, but was in last week where I do so much for everybody and do all this running around for everybody and making sure everybody else is good, and then I end up in a situation where my body is shut down. And I have no choice
Mm-hmm.
but to focus on myself because uh, now I'm in a position where my doctor has put me pretty much on bed rest. You know, put yourself first. You got to think about you. I had an anxiety attack at work almost 2 weeks ago because I was so much running around and working so hard trying to make sure this was done for this person and doing favors for this person and never really taking the time to uh, see what it is that I need, see what it is that where my mindset is and all the whatnot. And uh, so that's pretty much where I'm at with that.
We often we often look at self sacrificing from two points of views. We feel like if everybody around us is good, we're good. And then the caveat part is that we pour into so many people, maybe with the expectation, maybe with not the expectation that they would be there for us in our time of need. And it's often more than none that no one is ever there when we need them to be. And so it hits you double time when you're in a position, like Victoria said, your body shuts down, or in my position where you're not yourself physically, um, that nobody's ever there, and you have this idle mind to think, well, I was there for this person, I did for this person, this person needed some money, this person needed some food, and you're like, where is my help? So self-sacrificing hits us double time because we've given all we've got to somebody else or to other people or to other things. It could be work. It doesn't necessarily have to be a friend or a person. It could be work that you give all this time and you never give back to yourself. And I've always used, and Alexis knows this, that Kool-Aid picture, metaphor. You make a great picture of Kool-Aid, and you serving everybody the Kool-Aid, and by the time you thirsty, you realize you thirsty, your pitcher's empty, and you don't have the
Yeah,
strength to make the Kool-Aid, or it won't ever taste the same.
that's true. One of the things I learned though, even when noticing that people aren't there for you the way you're there for them, I just had to be more aware that at the end of the day, the main person that's always been there for me is me. So there are going to be times when it's like I can't rely on nobody but myself. But it's like learning to be okay with that and learning to be okay with just being you during that current time in your own company.
My issue is more so uh I do have an issue with being in my own space. And Alexis, you know this because we've had this talk many and many a time. I don't like to be alone, and it's mainly because I'm 27, and I've spent a majority of my life with somebody, if not a group of people. I've never really been in a place where I've had to be by myself. You know what I mean? So, because mind you, I went from growing up as a kid, being around all these kids growing up. My house was the kick it spot growing up. And then I went from being a kid to being a teenager, having friends, to going off to college, making friends, to being in a relationship for 7 years with one person, you know what I mean? And now I'm in a position where I am by myself and I have to be okay with being by myself. Like I have a 7-year-old daughter who goes week on with me and week off week with her dad. And that week that she's not with me, I go stir crazy because I'm so used to somebody being there in the space with me that when I'm by myself, I'm like, I look like a stressed out crazy person. And my mom looks at me like, what is your problem? Like, why are you acting like that? Just be at the house. Just enjoy your you time. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know what that is because I'm so used to doing for everybody and having something to do for somebody else. I don't really know what me time is. You know what I mean?
So you haven't adjusted to the idea of being by yourself, or you truly don't like the feelings that come with being alone.
I haven't. It's kind of a mixture of both. I haven't adjusted to the idea of being by myself, but also too on the days that I am by myself, I've noticed like when am by myself, I tend
Mhm.
to do a lot of thinking, a lot of overthinking, and then it just stresses me out. And
Hmm.
Alexis and I have talked, and she keeps telling me just live in the moment, just enjoy the moment. Don't worry about what needs to be done the next day or what needs to be done the next hour. Just enjoy the moment that you're in, and whatever you feel like doing in that moment, do it in that moment.
Yeah, like
And I'm
figure
like,
That's
out
a
you.
I
It's
hard
like
advice.
figure,
That's
do
hard,
that.
but that's hard advice when a person. And I only say this because I know firsthand how you feel when you never had that space to be by
mm,
yourself, or you've never had that space to quote unquote enjoy the moment. When someone says rest, when someone says do for yourself, when someone says enjoy the moment, how? You're telling me to do something, but
Right.
you're not telling me how. I don't
but I
know how to
did.
enjoy the moment.
Primary example with Victoria, I did. I was like, you have to figure out, and it may be new things, or it could be things that are resurfacing to figure out the things that you used to love to do when you had the time to do it. Sometimes, like having those things resurface is a part of you having your me time. It's a part of your relaxation, figuring out those hobbies again. Like sometimes it's not just sitting staring at four walls because some people can't do that. Sometimes it's, you know what, I used to paint 5 to 8 years ago. Let me get back into that. I used to write poetry 4 years ago. Let me start writing that again and getting in my zone.
But it's not that easy, Lex. So you are the type of person, you're an extrovert. We just talked about this. You're an extrovert, but when Alexis is not messing with people, she will cut everything off and be by herself, and is completely okay with that. When you
And
have people like
she's cool
Victoria,
with that.
right? When you have people like
Yeah.
Victoria and I, who all we ever known was somebody coming and going, somebody's always around, somebody's here and there. and you're either running for work or you're running for this or you're running for that, or you're in a relationship, you got friends, you got family,
How are
you
you?
got kids. When all that's all you've ever known, that
Yeah.
space of being by yourself
Yeah, I'm here. Hold
the
on one
devil's
second. Let me get off this thing.
is definitely the devil's playground. It's definitely an idle mind for all type of granted, I'm sorry if you hear me when I say this, but fuckery. It's like all types of things that come into
Doing
play because you just don't don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's a different space, and we're not okay being by ourselves.
Right.
I'm not. Is that my nigga Jam talking?
Hey, Dre.
My nigga Jam, what's poppin', baby? What up? What up, Jimmy Jam?
Hey,
My nigga
Dre.
Jam.
Oh, man.
Shit, get at you. Turn the fuck power on, nigga.
So
Yeah.
moving on to the next question is, do you know what your life purpose is yet? If
Yep.
so, what is it and how was the experience of like self-discovery?
Can you repeat the question you cut out?
Do you know what your life purpose is? If so, what is it? And how was the experience of self-discovery for you?
I'll let somebody else answer that.
I haven't figured out my life purpose yet.
I ain't figured out my shit because I'm about to smoke this bitch. Oh shit, getting slapped
Yep.
up, talking
Dre's
shit.
in the building.
But I
Sir.
my thumper, and I really be out here crumping and bumping. Shit.
Dre.
Okay. We
You just
muted
couldn't answer
him.
the question and say no.
But that's okay though that you haven't figured out your like there's nothing wrong with that because I feel like people feel like there's something wrong with that when they haven't discovered what it is.
Let me dig
But
deep.
there's
Yeah, it
Go
bothers
ahead,
me a
Victoria.
little bit. It
It
bothers me a
shouldn't
little bit
though.
sometimes,
It
just
shouldn't.
because I know that there are people that might be younger than me, who have found their life purpose, and I'm sitting here.
Listen.
but steady wins the race.
No, let me tell y'all this. Real talk. I think I'm besides Miss Jackie Lee. I think I'm the oldest person on this phone on this call right now. Let me just be honest with y'all. Here's the thing with people saying life purposes and having them. You're forever changing. You're not gonna be the same person you were at 18, that you were at 21, that you were at 27, that you are at 30, and so on and so on. So as you get older, or as you grow, as you change, as you seek different things, your purpose in life changes. And so just because you don't know what it is today, you might say my purpose in life is to serve others. And in 3, 6 months, 4, 5 years, it could change to do something else. And that's okay. That's the beauty of life. It does not have to be set in stone that you are going to go out and be the best social worker or the best culinary arts chef or the best rapper or the best this, that, and the third, because shit
Right.
changes.
That's fact. Like for me, I'm just starting to realize it based upon like the little things that I do. Like for me, I'm a healer. So like I like to do things that make people feel better, uplift them. So like for me, like having a candle business and incense stuff, that was like a no-brainer because I know when people light them, it brings a certain type of emotion. It brings that moment of sereneness and like you're in your own zone, but what the environment that you're in contributes to
Can we
you.
slap?
There's a misconception that we have to harp on the one good thing or the one thing we're great at and make it our life. Just because you're great at writing or you're great at singing don't mean you are destined to be a singer and or an author. That's not how that operates in life. And that's
Mm,
because society has told us from the time we were born to the time we die. If you're good at it, make it your reason, make it your why, make it the reason you make money. That's bullshit. That's
that's so true.
ultimate bullshit. You do what makes you happy. Like no, all bullshit aside, if going outside and picking up rocks makes you happy, by all means go outside and pick up all the damn rocks you desire to pick up.
You a rock collector. Shit.
You never know. You might come into archaeology. You might be the person who picked up a random rock, and it could be big. Who is it? T Rex's foot. Now you for real
Facts.
making millions.
Like I'm into science more now than what I was before because on a daily basis I'm dealing with chemistry. I didn't realize how much I liked it. I would have never thought chemistry would be even like on my radar. So it's like you just discover different shit. Like it just happens. And sometimes it's not something that you're gonna find on the internet or do your research on. Sometimes some things just fall into your lap and you just take it and run with it.
I think everybody's purpose in life is to live a fulfilling life according to themselves. And
Mhm.
that's
Yeah, I
not
feel
the
like I
same.
haven't done nothing. I feel like I've been on this world 27 years and haven't done anything.
Ma'am, you a whole mother.
Feel like,
Stop
but
it.
you're doing something right
You
now.
a whole
It's
mother.
just in the planning stages.
You a whole
That's
mother. That
that's
in
something to
itself
be
is great.
that's something to be
And
happy
I love
about.
it. I love
Because
being a parent.
a year ago, would you say you were in the same position that you are now? Like your mind is working. Like we've had these conversations. It's like you got shit going on right now. It's just now it's planning for the execution. So it's like you're doing stuff. You just got to look at those things. Those things are important pieces too. It doesn't have to be a big grand entrance all the time. Sometimes the little stuff can be one of the most important things.
Victoria, you just said that your doctor put you on bed rest because you stressed out, right? But you don't like being alone, right? I'm not gonna psychoanalyze you because trust me, I ain't got no degree in that. But I'm gonna give you some tidbits. I'm gonna give you some tidbits that helped me a long way. I just had 2 knee replacements within two months of each other after not walking for 4 years, and I could work. I have a job. I could work. I'm choosing not to go back to work because I got to take care of myself. But in that space, in the self doubt, in the feeling bad for myself, because all that shit come with it, in the pain, in the crying, because ain't nobody here with me, because all that shit come with it. Then you got COVID, then Trump still in office, all that shit come with it. I didn't start a business, but I've also learned I need to cut some people off because I needed to move, elevate, and move freely. And so
Mm.
while you're in this space of resting and you don't know how to rest, all them bad thoughts you need to push to the side because in there, you probably got a good ass business plan that's going to come along. You probably got some shit
Okay,
that's about to
so
hit.
Yes, she
okay,
does.
so me and
True.
Alexis have been talking. Me and Alexis have been talking, and she knows for a few years now, I've been talking about trying to open up a food truck. And that's one of my ideas that I've been talking about for like the last, 3 years now.
Yeah.
Why you can't
And
do it?
then we also just discovered that I want to start a clothing business. So I'm in
Why
the
you can't do
process of
that?
trying to. I'm in the process of
She's
trying to
doing it.
start my clothing business right now. I already got my brother's friend has this machine, a printer and a machine that I need to start my business, and he said that he definitely will be willing to help.
But
So
look at it
that's
this point. Look at it this point. You work, you're a mother, and you want to start 2 great business ventures. There's a reason why you need to go on quote unquote bed rest. It ain't just a health thing. It's because you need to sit down and figure this shit out. And you can't do that when you got to go work for the man every damn day.
Hmm.
This is
This
your
is
space, like no bullshit. This is your space to figure out the things you want so you can liberate yourself and do what you need to do for you and your daughter. Like hands down. Again, I'm not psychoanalyzing you. My degree is in music. I ain't never met Victoria
yeah.
until today.
But
But this is just
what
me.
it
It's real shit.
and what
yeah.
it is though, this is like she was saying, like, but this is the time right now. If you teach yourself how to rest, you'll know how to rest when you do have multiple businesses because there's going to require time to rest. Even though you may feel in that moment like this is gonna suck if I do it, but it's gonna benefit you and your business moving forward. Because
Here's
if
the
you
thing.
overwork yourself, the quality is never, I feel like I've always realized this even with myself. When I overwork myself, the quality is never great.
When you learn how to rest, you appreciate the grind that much more.
Mm-hmm.
Drew, I ain't got about you. You ain't said 2 words, but I'm coming for you too.
Who?
This
I'm
is why I
listening.
Oh,
when
Drew.
you learn how to rest, like you appreciate your grind, your hustle magnifies because now you know what rest looks like. And now you know that your rest can be heightened. You can go to the, Bora Bora. You can go do this. You can see new things. You can take the baby to Disney World and enjoy that and not have to worry about, oh, this is a 3-day trip and on the third day I got to get back home. Hell no, you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor and you get to actually enjoy what resting involves. I had to learn that the hard way. Don't wait till you 30. Ooh, I'm gonna tell all my business on here. Just take it from somebody who didn't live. Take it from somebody who didn't lived it. Trust me. Trust me. Lexus knows she been with me through it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Don't make it seem like it was a long time ago. My nigga.
No, it's just reminiscing. I'm like, damn. It's been, yeah. So
Come
Drew,
through preaching.
do you know what your life purpose is? Or are you still discovering?
I think that I don't know. I don't know what my life purpose is, but there's things that I want to do and things that I want to accomplish. But I don't know. Like, I think my calling is to help people, but I don't know. This is just what I like to do. This will make me happy. So this is what I think that the Lord gave me the gift to do, but I don't know. If he want to switch it up and send me somewhere else, he's going to guide me. So I just got to just be prepared and ready for whatever's to come.
You want to help people, you just don't know where to start. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I want to help people. That's what makes me feel good in the inside, helping others. So
She found her purpose. Drew on it. She said the
no,
key
that's
is
what
it's
makes
what.
me happy. I don't know. I don't know if
See,
that's
but you
my
said it.
purpose.
It's what makes me feel good on the inside. If you can lay your head out every night and you feel good about your day and you feel good about the things you've accomplished, then you found your purpose. Now you need to categorize it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead, Lisa. This is your shit.
No, this is what we want. This is the conversation we have. Like, I don't want it to be just me talking. Like, this is what Sip and Speak sessions is all about. Like, everybody dropping their jewels.
I
So,
ain't got nothing to sip. Ain't nobody told me to bring nothing to sip. Hold on.
well, we
Got
can.
some crown. Got some crown.
I can't sip or nothing right now. I'm not even at the house. This is just
Drew,
I
you
don't
like kids?
have
You
all
like
my
old
ingredients.
people?
I like I like older people. Yeah, I like taking care of older people. I wanted to like I have this goal I'm set to do, but I know it's gonna take some time to get there. So I'm just pacing myself right now to get there. What I want to do.
Can I be in your business? Names what it is?
I want to open up like to a home to help people, like either a big home, like a few of them. I want to open up like to help mentally disabled people, because I like that
Oh,
doing that, and then also like any age of mentally disabled people, and then also I want to open up another home, like a shelter for people that doesn't have no place to go and don't know where to start, are just lost, but does really want help. That's what I want to do too.
you know what's funny? And this is just, it's really funny to me because I'm old as hell. There's a lady that I follow on TikTok, no bullshit. And she's all about helping people start assisted living homes. Never crossed my
Mm.
mind to open up assisted living home. Never crossed my mind if I want to teach it to the avenue. But I was like, I don't know if y'all are in Texas, Victoria and Drew, but
They're in
here, y'all in Cali, here in Austin, especially in Texas, especially in Austin, we passed this new camping law, and if you drive up and down the streets, you see nothing but rows of tents where these, I don't want to call them homeless, but that's what they are. The less fortunate have just set up to live, and they've created their colonies. So I'm gonna go find a lady that I follow on TikTok that is teaching you step by step, Drew, how to start your own assisted living facility. It ain't gonna take no time, baby. You just gotta put the ground to the muscle and get it.
I
and
know
sometimes
that's what I'm trying to do.
it helps to write stuff down. Like, that's a start. Like, and that's a big task within itself. So, like, Pace yourself.
I'm gonna shoot it
Mhm.
to Alexa so she can shoot it to you just so you. I mean, I don't know if you on TikTok like that. I'm addicted. Don't judge me. Judge your mama. Um, but yeah, so you can follow her and get some tips. TikTok gives you all type of shit. Fix your credit, start a job, recipes, laughter. We'll get back on in a minute.
What's something you guys would like to do more of? And how-
TikTok is very.
What's something we like to do
What'd you
more
say,
of?
Alexis?
Yeah, what's something you want to do more of, and how can you make it happen?
I want to travel. I
Mm-hmm.
want to travel. Uh,
How can you make it happen?
that's
And realistically, we ain't got to be extra and be like, well, I need, you know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, in the position that you're at now, what are little things you can do to kind of achieve
Ooh, I'm
that
looking at you, Victoria, because I want you to say it. I want you to say the answer. I want you to say. I'm gonna see if you're gonna answer it. Because I'm in your business. It's okay. I'm getting in about 5 seconds.
uh okay, so for me, with the situation I'm in order for me to travel more, I would have to become honestly, I need more discipline in my own
Mm.
self as far as like saving and stuff. But I don't know. Other than that,
have you ever
I
like
don't know
looked
exactly what she was looking for.
Rest. That's what I
that's
was looking for. Being okay with
Oh,
being by thyself to make things happen. That's what I was looking for. I mean, discipline is great because that's all into that. But you can't travel if your ass ain't gonna rest.
and the question really becomes though, when was the last time you checked to see how much a flight is to go somewhere?
You ain't got to
Or
be
do
about to
you
go on no trip.
or
I'm
do you have the
sure
thought,
plane tickets are cheap as hell right now.
Girl, hey, let me tell you something. You ain't
Ella,
got to be balling. You ain't got to be balling to go on no vacation. If you don't go to IG, half them niggas, can I say that on here? Half them people is broke as hell. They ain't got no money in the bank. They out here buying these $500 round trip trips and is enjoying their best fucking life. Now they're gonna be fucked up in the front end because they ain't got no money saved. But there's a way to do it and not break the bank. But you gotta rest first, Victoria. You got to have some me time.
and there are times
Yeah,
where
that's what I'm working
I'll
on. That's definitely what I'm working on.
and there are times where I'll just grab like the one ways first, just so I can tell myself, okay, you're really going. Because if I be like, okay, I've been looking at flights, I'm looking for a round trip. It's just a thing that happens with my head. I won't get it. But when I purchased that one way, I'm like, all right, I'm committed to going on this vacation and like putting whatever worries I got on my day to day basis to the side to enjoy some me time out of the environment that I'm used to being in. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, 'cause I know you and I have been talking about me traveling out to Texas and whatnot. And see, my
Girl, put out here
mind
the
my mind
corona is
just
real.
races because it's like
You psych yourself
I
out. You think of all the possibility of bad things and you psych yourself out.
yeah, I think about all
Mhm.
the things that could go wrong when if I'm not at work or if I'm not at home or just and
Ma'am,
it just
ma'am.
makes me go, never
Why
mind,
she
I can
living my
go next
life?
time.
Why she living my life? Did she just tell me that she think about all things that go bad at work? Let me tell you the best
Yeah.
advice somebody gave me in 2020. If you died today, they would send out an email and say they send their condolences and had a job posted before you put in the ground.
And we out here stressing, pacing back and forth, trying to solve a problem for a job that really don't care about us, except the fact that we're just helping them get the job done.
I admire your ability to be loyal to your job, but take from somebody who did that shit for 4 years. They will replace you before you were even put in the ground.
Hmm. It's true.
Reciprocity is
You
a
know what's
real
funny?
thing.
You know what's funny is I'm sitting here listening and the fact that you just tell me that it replayed a conversation I had with an old manager of mine back when I was working at BJ, and I was telling her about an issue that I was having with another manager, and her specific words to me were, "It's easier to replace you than it is to replace a manager." And that, with you telling me that they will send out an email and they replace you quicker than they put you on the ground, that's the conversation that just replayed in my head.
You better let it
And
hit hard.
that's just, it's
It's
crazy how
fucked
that
up.
all.
Say what it is. I said for you, it's fucked up.
It is.
It's fucked up
Like,
because you
y'all should have
dedicated.
told us it is fucked up.
It's fucked up because they tell you on the beginning, we want somebody dedicated, and you know that's gonna be a hard worker, and you're such great. They
And
never
that's
give you your
me.
flowers. They never give you your flowers when you there. And I'm telling you, somebody told me when it came to myself, the moment you leave, the moment you die, the moment you quit, they're just gonna replace you. And I had to literally being out, and you're gonna see this when you take your bed rest. I don't know if that means you on leave from work or what that means. But to take leave from work and visually see them continue business as usual, as if I don't exist, only open my eyes like these motherfuckers was really true. Now, granted, they can't do a better job than I can, and they're probably gonna lose some business in the meantime. But they will find somebody else. They will put a whole now hiring job up on your ass. Won't even
Fact.
send you a bouquet. So if your job and if they're going to be without you is a thought process, nip that shit in the ass. They're gonna business as usual. Business as they are going to continue. They are not going to shut down because Victoria is sick. They're not going to shut down because Victoria has went on home with the Lord. They're not gonna shut down because Victoria is on vacation. They're gonna continue business as usual. Will it be a stellar business? Probably not. But you got to live your life.
Yeah. For
I'm
me,
again.
I wanna do more. I want to get back into my poetry.
What was the question? I'm sorry, I got into my preaching mode.
It was what's something you would like to do more of?
Um,
Okay.
we're keeping it real. Let's keep it real. I would
Mm,
like to get back to being the people person I was before my illness kicked in. Um,
Okay.
And how
I
can
would
you?
like. How can I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Only God knows. Shit.
No,
I don't
like think
know.
about
No,
it,
I know. I think that I have to stop worrying about what people think about me in my situation. Not because the me I am could give a rat's ass what anybody thinks about me as a
Mm-hmm.
whole. But because society is so quick
Oh,
to place people who have a disability in a box, or they tend to feel sad for them, or they tend to feel pity, because I don't like those feelings. I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. Um, I've shunned them out. Friends, line sisters, family. Like, I'd rather sit here and suffer by myself than to be around people who might need me just to be there to smile. And so, um, one thing I want to get back to doing is being the extrovert, which will also help me do step two. But I want to get back to singing. I love singing. I got a whole degree in it. I don't know why, but I do. So
Obviously
those are
for
my
a
two things.
reason.
Shut it up.
What about
Shut it up.
you? What about
Shut it up.
you, Drew?
Can you ask the question one more time?
What's something you would like to do more of, and how can you make it happen?
Oh, I need to eat right and exercise better because I eat horrible.
And how
And
can you start that?
by eating better,
Like how though? You know what I mean? Like let's say you
more
went
fruits
to
and vegetables. Uh, I don't drink soda that much, so
Yeah,
and I
like,
need to learn how to exercise more.
are you a person where you're better working out alone, or you like having like a workout partner?
I like having a workout partner, but I don't want nobody to tell me what where to meet at, what time, or none of that. I just be wanting to work out sometimes, and sometimes I don't.
Well, me and Jim and my other line sister, like we're working out, and sometimes it'll be virtual. So I mean, if you want to virtually do it and everybody kind of doing their own thing, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know how to work out. I don't know where to start.
Oh, I got you, sis.
Yeah.
Oh, you said you do workout virtual videos? I'm gonna have to get on that.
No, me too.
Yeah, we about to start it because I mean
To
we,
get
we
on
we
that.
just started working out together like in person, but we're not gonna do that like every single day. But like we gonna do virtual too,
Yes.
because you gotta be good mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally.
Yeah, I'm good. Well, actually, no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not good physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally.
Which is fun, which is interesting because like that leads me into the next question is when you're in physical or emotional pain, what are some of the best things you can do for yourself?
Alexis, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
I think it's your connection where you're at. So the question, I'll repeat it, is when you're in physical or emotional pain, what are some of the best things you can do for yourself?
Ooh, pray. That's me.
Pray.
Yeah, for real.
I heard the end of the conversation, the
I
end
ain't
of the
gonna lie.
question, and I agree.
I ain't gonna lie. I eat when I'm physically and emotionally down.
Girl, don't we all? Ain't that the natural go-to?
Yes, I'll grab me a good old Ben and Jerry's ice cream real quick.
Girl, I will go find something quick. You hear me? Can you repeat the whole question? I left to go find that TikTok video.
It was saying when you're in physical or emotional pain, what are some of the best things you can do for yourself?
Some of the best. I agree. Pray,
Yeah,
pray, sing
I
a
take
song.
baths.
Yeah.
that's a good one too. Those definitely help.
I'm starting to realize too. I'm starting to notice too. I like. I've been because me and you talked about when we were by ourselves. Remember you challenged me to like do something during the week that your baby's not with you and see how you enjoy it. I've been putting on music in the morning on my laptop and I just dance around the house. I've been at the house by myself a lot lately,
Hmm.
and if I like yesterday, I was in a really funky ass mood yesterday. I was hella emotional for exactly God knows the reason. And after you and I got off the phone, I just went upstairs and kind of just listened to music and kind of just danced it away until I felt better. And probably that for like an hour and a half. No.
People don't really know, but music
So
will
I guess
change
it
your
just depends
entire
on.
attitude.
It will.
It will change your entire attitude. It, it will make you cry. It will make you laugh. It will make you enjoy the mood. It will make you mad. It will make you want to fight. Music does a lot. So that's a good one, Victoria. I listen to music all the time.
Because I'm telling you, dancing it out, oh man, it
And
does.
it's exercise. Y'all don't know that. That's what Drew. That's getting it in,
Yep.
girl. Cut on some music and break. Throw
Look,
that ass in the circle.
Drew, we used to do Zumba together.
Yeah, but Lexus, I don't got no rhythm.
It's okay, we still did
Don't
Zumba.
nobody care, girl. You doing this for you.
Right. Who cares? You act like we on Soul Train or something. Do you? We used to do Zumba all the time and had a good time
Yeah,
doing it and sweating bullets.
I know. That was a long time ago.
So there's always fun ways like to work out. Like it doesn't always have to be lifting weights, walking on a treadmill. Like if we want to have a day where we're like, today is dance day, that's gonna be our workout. Then guess what? We're gonna be dancing for an hour and 15 minutes.
Drew, if you in there getting your salsa on and somebody come in there and say something, all you gotta do is change the track and then be like, bitch, what it is? Move, bitch. 30 what you need? Cause I'm not dancing for you, I'm dancing for me. I
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Or
I know
just
my neighbors hear my
simply tell them, I'm gonna hit this hot cross buns before I whoop your ass. You know, that's how you gotta do it now. Move on.
music.
Throw that ass up. Now I got the song stuck in my head.
Mm-mm. Like when I'm in physical pain, I just have to learn how to be still because typically when I'm in physical pain, it's dealing with my back. So I just know like that's the moment that I need to just chill out and rest and let it take its course. But when it's emotional, I either write poetry, I listen to music, or I pray.
You know,
Or
another one
all
is
of the
sleep.
above.
Hmm.
Sleep is another one.
Hello.
Yeah.
Because naps are a part of my routine at this point.
They essential to the
Okay, so
soul.
when it comes to naps, and maybe this is just because before I went on my whole bed rest or whatever. If I take naps in the middle of my day, I end up being up all night. And then, like for example, I okay, so my normal job, I have to be up and out and at work by 6 a.m. So I get up at like 3:30 in the morning to shower and do all that stuff. I
Hmm.
don't usually go to bed until like 2 because I'll get home at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and then I'll sleep until like 7 and then I'm up all night. So
Well,
naps are not.
that's a long nap. Sometimes it's a quick nap. That does the trick. So
What is
like
a quick nap?
like
That's
30
First of all,
30
minutes.
I don't. That's
Gotta
not
minutes.
go
no.
a 30-minute
That's
nap.
30
first of
minutes.
all,
I don't go I
Yeah.
don't go past I don't go past 45 minutes if I'm trying to take a quick nap. Like there'll be
what
times
is a
like
quick
when I'm
nap? That's
working,
disrespectful.
when I'm working and I have like a 30-minute break, I might take it as a nap if I'm exhausted. But what got me into naps is because I used to be super exhausted, up all night working, not only with my day job that pays the bills, but with my business too. So I was like, girl, you better take a nap or you're going to be tore up. You're going to be
Sometimes, so I don't know how to take them naps Alexis be taking because that shit would piss me off and I would wake up with an attitude. And the reason why I take a nap is to reset myself because if I don't, cause I have a very foul mouth. Um, but I plan like
Alex,
listen, put that shit in your schedule. If you got just like you put meetings, put your nap in your daily schedule. And this is things that I'm teaching my students. Like if you got an 8 a.m., a 9 a.m., and a 10 a.m. class, the calf open at 11. Go in there and get you something to eat. If you ain't got class to get until 1, you ain't got time to sit there and socialize with your friends. You need to go take your ass a nap.
dead ass. There are times.
Alexis, my phone's about to die. It's at 3%. It went from 10 to 3. So if my phone cut off, that's why.
Got you. Ooh. So the next question is, are you holding on to something that would be better to let go of?
No.
Ain't
Girl, no,
nobody actually getting
I just let mine go.
ain't
I
nobody
just
actually
let
getting
all
my
that go.
business. Ain't nobody actually getting my damn business.
What?
I mean, you don't have to go like into grave
That
detail,
you
but
ain't
like,
nobody actually told me to reflect on the shit though. I didn't need to bring that up right now. That's why I had let it go.
you never know. Like your story could help the next person. Somebody out there might be going through the same thing.
Repeat the question. Am I holding on to something that I need to let go?
Yeah. Hmm.
Hell yeah, I'm holding on to something, someone, shit, all that above.
I
Facts.
just let go of all that. Me and you had just had that conversation, Alexis. I finally let go of that.
Yeah, but it took some time for you to get to that point, though. You know what
It's
I
a
mean?
process.
So,
It's a hell of a
It did.
process.
It did. It is. It's a very long process, but I got
Especially
there.
when you have endured that something or someone for so long and it become a part of your daily routine. Now you have to figure out what their routine is like without it or them. So it's a process. Don't
Hmm.
mean I'm gonna hold on to their sorry act. Don't mean I'm gonna hold on to it with them forever. I just gotta figure out and plan accordingly so I can move about and be great.
that's what I had to do with my last relationship. But
I just a relationship.
Man,
one of the
and
things that
it
I was
said, all right, no more part of that
definitely one of the things I was
substance
holding on to
speak
for a
session.
while about my relationship was kind of like, and I think I came to terms with it after my last relationship, though, was that feeling of like needing to be wanted because once upon a time, or still currently, it does feel like my dad does not want me. But you know, it is what it is. But what I had to learn how to do is move on from that situation with my father and like acknowledge how I feel about it, but also learn how to move forward, but also to make sure that those feelings don't follow me with my future relationships. So that was something that was very big for me this year and eye opening.
I think we as human nature not to want to be the person. This is not for everybody. To
Hmm.
not to be the person to say, you know what, our time and season have ended. And this is relationship based. I don't want to bring up things and feelings, but it needs to be said. There's
Right.
we don't want to be that person to say this is over because
Hmm.
then we have this label of it was our fault. We're the reason. You don't want that label of you're the reason things didn't progress with us or things didn't work out because you ended it, blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
No one wants to make anyone feel rejected because we've all in some sense felt rejection and we know what that shit feels like and it sucks major ass. So we don't want to invoke those type of feelings on somebody or be the reason somebody might feel rejected. I say all to say this is that there's a reason and a season for everything that comes into your life. And
Hmm.
sometimes people's seasons don't go all 4 seasons.
That's
It's as
true.
simple as that. It's sometimes that your trees ain't gonna grow in the wintertime and they might die. And that's okay. Like we need to be understand that it's okay for these seasons to end. If you learned the lessons that came along with their reason, if you knew the reason why it being a job, a friend, a bae, that they were in your life, then you've done your due diligence. You've exceeded and passed the test. Let
Yeah.
it go. Hold it. You can think about in the memories. You can hold on to the love that was there, but you can never be great until you have let them go, and they can't be great until you let them go. If we're gonna talk about relationships, you can't hold on to your ex and the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Y'all
Hmm.
loved. You had a great moment. You had bad moments. You decided it's not gonna work. It's ended. Let them go. Love them from a distance. Always have that love for them. There's a difference from having love for someone and being in love.
Yeah.
That's a different podcast. Come over see me. But it's okay. It's okay. I think we need to say that. It's okay for people to leave. It's okay for us to let go.
Yeah. Because for that's actually what I had to come to terms with my last relationship. Because I was in a situation of with a person that loved to emotionally manipulate, and I can't even say love to. I think because of the circumstances that happened in their life, they let those things lead their life, which also led to them being a manipulative type of person
But
to get what they.
if we're gonna talk about purpose and what's your purpose in life, and I said if you're growing consistently, if the person you're with is not helping you grow, is
Mm-hmm.
not making you a better person, is not elevating you to your next level, I don't care how much dick, vagina, and love they dropping off, that ain't the person that you need to be with. And that person is holding you back. And you staying in that situation is allowing them to do so. That's a form of abuse. But again, that's a different podcast.
Yeah. What about you, Drew? What's something
Um,
that, what's something that you're holding on to that would be better if you let go of it?
oh, nothing really because, everything that I think, everything I can't hold nothing back because it always comes out. So I just don't even hold nothing back. So I don't do nothing that's gonna have to be in the dark or something. So I just be straightforward all the time because I am a bad liar. I don't even know how to lie. I don't know how to do nothing bad. I just don't know. So I'm not gonna even try because it's always gonna just bite me back
Me
in the
either, Drew.
butt.
I can't lie for shit.
So I just be straightforward. So it's nothing really. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Again, for getting to your business, my apologies in advance. You talked about you wanting to own your own or start your group home, but you felt like it was going to take years. Do you feel like it's going to take years because of fear?
Oh no,
Or
I
you,
know I have this process because there's I'm trying to get the rules, the regulations, everything all set. So then by the time it's my time to do that, set the home, I have everything in order so it don't go under like a lot of homes do.
okay.
So that's what I'm doing, just making the bills so I can get an insight of how it works so I can do it.
That is gaining the knowledge. I totally understand that, sweetheart. I do. I just want to make sure it wasn't fear because we're talking about relationships holding us back, but sometimes fear can hold us back. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
know.
The not knowing if it's going to succeed, not knowing if we're going to come out on top on the good end, and so we're afraid to jump and we're afraid to make that leap because we don't know, and that's fear. And I just want to not say that was you, Drew. I don't want to put that on you, but I just want to
No, I
point.
know I know exactly what you're talking about because one of my instructors did tell me that fear is nothing but you shouldn't fear nothing but fear itself because it's false that
Evidence
false
appearing real.
evidence. Yeah.
Appearing real. Yeah.
Yeah, appearing real. So that was my first time hearing that, and then you know what? I like I I'm pretty happy and I'm not scared no more. I can say I'm not scared anymore.
I'm
Like,
gonna get, I'm gonna get
Amen.
like that one day, Drew. I'm like, how old are
huh?
you? How old are you?
Who me?
I'm
Me, 25.
gonna get like you one day. So I'm gonna tell you
Oh,
this from a 36-year-old woman. There are a lot of things that because I'm not a risk taker by nature. I don't like to move. I don't like change because change. I have to relearn things. I don't know the outcome. I don't like the not knowing part of things, and so sometimes fear of not knowing holds me back.
I
So
know,
the
I hear you. I always was scared because, I always was the ditzy person. I don't know how I was scared because I'm like, oh, I'm not this person. This is not me. I can't do this. I can't do that. But then if you just take away all that and you just go for it, I hear a lot of stories of these like Asian people. They coming straight from Asia with $0, and they tell me that they own this business and they own that, and I'm like, how is that even possible? You guys don't even speak English, and you just gotta let it go and then just do it. Like
hmm
Nike said, you just do it.
and
And if you fail, as long as you know that you failed trying.
that's it. Like failure is still winning.
Yep.
It is.
Yep.
It
Not so.
laces your boots up for when you face bigger problems. I tell you that.
I think
Every battle
I,
I've had in my life has prepared me for every blessing I have received.
I had a teacher, not in college, it was in elementary school, that told me, I remember it was a spelling bee, and I didn't think I could spell. Well, I knew I could, I just didn't want her to know. But she told me the only failure is not trying.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
If I never tried, I automatically failed. If I try and don't do as well as I expect, ooh, that's a big word. That expect is a big word. It comes with a lot of shit.
It
Then that's
does.
okay. The expectations come with a lot
That's why you got to
emotionally.
be mindful who you put expectations on because people will not meet them.
Mm, and that's okay.
And yeah, you got to be okay with that.
You gotta be
And
okay with this. And you
it
gotta
changes
stop
the
putting
whole
you gotta stop
it
putting
changes
these
the
false
whole dating game.
expectations. Ooh, we don't want to talk about false expectations.
Hmm.
Because we often put expectations on people and don't communicate our expectations, and we want them to meet our expectations. They don't even know what the fuck they mean.
Transparency is very key.
But I'm gonna gather somebody business and get back to my own.
Each
So
expectation
and
change with each circumstance too.
That's true. That's absolutely.
yeah.
Hello?
In what areas of your life are you trading authenticity for safety?
Hmm?
In what
And what?
areas of your life are you trading authenticity for safety?
I don't do it anymore.
I can't hear you,
Uh,
Jim. You sound muzzled.
oh, hold on. Can you hear me now?
Kind of.
Can you hear me now?
I think so.
Does this work?
Yep.
If anybody want to give me a set of AirPods, I'll take them gladly. I think my right AirPod is going out. I don't do it anymore, but I used to do it when it came to my relationships. I used to
How
put
so?
my authentic self. Because I'm goofy by nature, but I'm a
Hmm.
realist. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say I'm not ratchet because I'm hood as fuck. But I can be professional. And I used to put up this wall. I don't like getting my heart broken, so I don't ever give a person a chance to do that. And so I would put up this wall to be safe with myself, and in turn, they would never get to know the true me because I don't trust them. So they no one can say. There's only probably one person I've dated that can say I know her inside and out. People can assume they know me. They can assume they know what makes me tick, what makes me smile, what gets me going, what motivates me. There's a lot of people who think they know Jessica Ashley, but there's probably only one person on this earth that I've dated, and that's just in that. And I can be honest with you, my own parents don't know that. But I do that because I'm afraid to allow people in to the point to where they can hurt me in that space. So I don't show my true self because of safety. I
Okay.
am saving and protecting myself.
I get that. I do that emotionally. Um, or I did. I don't do it as much now because I'm still like working on it. It's a work in progress, but opening up about how I feel or if someone says what's wrong, me being able to just like openly say when something's bothering me and what's bothering me. Because once upon a time I would just say nothing's wrong and just deal with it with myself, but I had to learn that if I'm asking for transparency from others, I got to make sure I can give it too.
So it's not a good way to live, though. It becomes tiresome. Um, Always having to
Hold stuff back when
hold
you
stuff
know
back, put up this facade,
like
act.
everything's good and it's not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. It
And I had
becomes
to learn
very.
how to stop doing that,
You
especially
do.
when it comes
I
to
agree.
dating. Especially
In
with
other aspects, in other aspects too, but I'm gonna let you deal with it in your own way.
oh, yes,
People.
all relationships
Mhm.
that I deal with. Oh yes, absolutely. Because I think I'm very clear now when something bothers me.
You used to not say
I used
anything.
to not say shit. I was
You were
that
gonna be
quiet.
by yourself. Mhm. You
Hmm.
forgot. I've watched Alexis grow up, so I know Alexis used to work for me, so I also know how Alexis operates.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much time do you need each week to function and feel in good spirits?
Mm.
I don't like that
Even
question.
if you haven't done it yet, but you know if you did it, this amount of time could really benefit you. Because it could be a goal you might have to set for yourself.
How much time do you need each week to do what?
To feel like you can function and feel in good spirits.
Are you meaning time to ourselves, time for sleep?
Yeah,
What do you?
that well, sleep is me time personally, but yeah, time to yourself.
I don't have an answer for that.
All the time, something I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest with you personally. I don't even like that question, but that's just my opinion.
I
Because if
need
you
I
like,
need an
I
hour
think,
a day.
huh?
I need an hour a day, at least an
Like
hour
you
a day.
talking about like to clear your mind, like time to clear your mind, like that.
Yeah, like to feel like I can't function unless I have like this certain amount of time and to feel in good spirits. Because I've learned from my experience when I'm moving 1,000 miles per hour, something else ain't good. I'm abandoning something else.
So when you're mad, how do you clear your mind to like be okay again, like that when you're mad?
Um, it doesn't even
Or
have to be like when it doesn't even have to deal with emotion necessarily. Like about feeling, it doesn't have to deal with a bad emotion, but just saying like if I take this certain amount of time out, whether it's in a day or a week, I know I'll be good. With all the chaos and the busyness that I have throughout the week, I know this certain amount of time will be
So
good for me and
I think I
beneficial.
think for me is it starts with how I wake up. Like
Mm.
if I'm abruptly awoken out of my sleep,
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably not gonna function at my highest.
hmm
Okay.
Um, if I have planned, I know what's on my coming up schedule. If I know, okay, Jam, you need to go to sleep by 12, because it ain't gonna ever be 10. By 12 on Tuesday, because you got an 8 o'clock meeting on Thursday, on Wednesday. If I can plan accordingly and I know what I'm getting myself into, then I pretty much can function at normal rate. But when I know, for example, when I was at work,
Mm-hmm.
and school was in, my supervisor would make these outrageous meetings at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't function before 10. That's not, that's just how I've always been. That's how my major was because my professors didn't function before 10. That's how, because of the setting that I work in with students, I don't have traditional 8 to 5 hours. And when they leave to go home, they go home away from the campus while I live here with the students because I deal with them day in and day out. So if you wake me up out of my sleep, you'll get some form of a product, will it be my best foot forward? No. Will I have an
So,
attitude? Yes.
do you think profession could play a role in that then? Like maybe like that's just the life of this person in this profession or studying that profession?
I think it has a lot to do with the fact that this person is one-dimensional in their thinking.
Okay.
I think this person's managerial styles, um, I'm trying to see who's gonna listen to this before I say what I say. I think these managerial styles can be more, they can be more inclusive in terms of positive reinforcement rather than always providing criticism. I think that would make our team cohesive. I think that just like children, adults need a healthy balance of both positive reinforcements and constructive criticism. I think we're not all perfect and we know that, but instead of always being, if you are constantly telling a person the bad things that they're doing and you're never congratulating the good things that they're doing, they would, you're going to diminish their work productivity by a lot.
Positive feedback, huh?
Yes.
But when you think about that though, like requesting something that a child will want, that's because we have to realize that we all have an inner child and it and it has
Well,
needs.
it's not about having an inner child. That's just human nature. If Alexis, what are you,
Everybody
24? What are you,
human.
24?
Yeah, because we all
If
have, but
I
we all
told
have that inner
if
child.
I constantly said, Alexis, your candle's too small, your candles stink, this don't fit, this don't do this, I don't want this. Eventually, you gonna either A, stop fucking with me altogether, or B, start second guessing your ability to make great candles because you're never hearing the positiveness in what you're doing. And so every little thing you do, you will now second guess yourself and sometimes self sabotage yourself.
It depends on where you're at in life because
It doesn't matter. People don't want to be beat over the head with
that,
negativity all the time.
I'm saying for me, it does matter because once upon a time, if somebody told me something negative, like about my candles, for example, that you're using for an example, yes, it would tear me apart. But in this current state, if I have a goal and I see the vision for this goal that I want to achieve, no matter what anybody says, it's not going to stop me from reaching that goal because at the end of the day, I'm going to perfect my craft by putting more effort and work into it and education and knowledge into it.
I hear
So
what
that's why
you're
I was like,
saying.
it depends. Because before, it would bother me if somebody gave me tough criticism with no compliments, but now it doesn't. It just fuels me.
My argument is not if you can produce. My argument is constantly feeding negative words into someone does not benefit them and can diminish the productivity in which they could do. Does that mean that you would stop making great candles? No. Does that sometimes feed into your mental? Yes. Words are very, very powerful. Very powerful.
Hmm.
And we as humans would like to hear, you're doing a great job. And we don't do this shit all the time. I'm not saying stroke my ego and kiss my ass. I'm saying for every 3 constructive criticisms that a person, and I'm particularly talking about my situation,
Hmm.
but that just plays a part for everybody. And it's not, let's not even go with work. Let's go in a relationship. If your mate is always complaining, at some
Hmm.
point you're gonna feel unappreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is fact. That's why I'm single.
So negative words are powerful. So if, of course, like we're not perfect, but I think that if you would ask me for a ratio, I think for every 3 constructive criticisms that a person gives, they definitely give 1 positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
But why can't you give it to yourself?
You
Why do
can
we
give it to
rely?
yourself.
It's
It's
like, why
probably
do we rely
like
so
some
heavily?
appreciation to see that or acknowledge that you're doing something good like that
Right.
as your employer.
But you
It's
gotta
not
know
just
your
about you
self
personal.
worth.
It's like an employer to show
But
that we acknowledge what you're doing, that you matter, like you make a difference, like something to show words of affirmation that that you are there, like you helping them, like you not just doing this for nothing, or you don't feel some type of way. It's just
but
Alexa,
why?
you
I
are,
guess
but Alexis,
why
you
can't
are,
you be self aware and give yourself those compliments? I
you
guess is my
can.
question.
So you don't. What's the difference between a work environment and a relationship? You think you're a great girlfriend. You think that you are doing the best you can as a mate or a partner
Mm,
to that person. But if they're constantly complaining, you just agree with me that you're gonna at some point feel unappreciated. You
mm-hmm,
can tell yourself all day when you look at yourself in the mirror, he called a great woman. He has a great woman. I am a
mm-hmm.
great female. I am his backbone. I'm his right hand man. You can have all your line sisters and friends tell you, Alexis, you are a great woman. He has reached his highest potential with you. You are his soulmate. You are X, Y, and Z. You are his better half. But if that man don't ever say that shit,
Mhm.
it voids out some stuff that we and you are saying to yourself.
Okay, I see what you mean.
We sometimes we just need you to acknowledge what we already fucking know. Words of affirmation, nigga. Just pat me on the back and say good job.
Mhm.
Well, don't do that because I might fight you. But I'm saying
Do you need that or do you want that?
both.
it's it's like a good thing. Like if they can say something negative, is there anything good to say? Like
Got you.
Or
Okay.
or how about you only pass out the positive reinforcement when you A fuck up or B know I'm getting ready to leave your ass.
Mhm.
Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm. Now you want to miss your well when it run dry. Now you want to give me my flowers. It's like it's the saying. Why wait till somebody dead to give them their flowers? Don't tell me how great of a person I am in my 2 minute remark at my funeral when you can sit here and tell me that in my face right now.
Hell, if you even gonna be at that funeral. Shit.
Don't cry for me when I'm gone when you ain't appreciating me while I was here.
I'm gonna
So
tell
in
you
my
now.
situation,
God forbid I die before y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a list of who don't need to be there.
well, you can't. Who gonna stop them? You?
No, y'all are, cause you think y'all one of y'all better be out there like, why are they even here? She
You
don't
think I
like
got time to be
you.
the? Think I got time to be the security guard at your funeral? I'm crying.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna have them.
How you how you gonna have
All
them? You
I need
dead?
you to do is show up and give me a nice little speech. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
already got,
So
I already got security. We good
who
on that.
how you gonna who gonna enforce the security? You, cause you dead.
It's in my will.
Oh,
Don't worry
okay.
about it.
Well,
I got it
but
all written. I got
I
it.
was gonna say, long as you got it documented, cause you
Yeah, I'm
dead.
gonna write it down for you. Like I'm gonna make sure you ain't got to think about nothing. Just do.
Okay, cause
Hmm.
I just want to make sure who was gonna execute it. If you dead, who gonna make
Oh
sure
yeah,
that you
no,
got a security guard?
this gonna be ready before I'm dead.
You
Trust.
sound
It's
like you
gonna
got
be
this
ready.
planned out.
And I need everybody to take a shot of tequila for me and spread my ashes in the San Francisco Bay.
So she won't. But again, if I don't take this shot of tequila,
I'm gonna
what
be
you gonna
salty.
do?
I'm
You
jumping in
gonna be
your
dead.
dream, bruh.
You gonna be
I'm jumping
dead, sis.
in your dream. I'm gonna say, so what about that shot of tequila though?
But I'm
You
gonna
had
say
one
this: you
job.
come jumping in my dream, you gonna get shot and get killed again in my dream. See how that works? Don't come jumping in no shit while I'm asleep. I'm told you I'm moving. I just feel like in my situation with my boss, when I was telling Victoria about they gonna move on, they could definitely well move on and find somebody else to fill my position. There are plenty of qualified applicants. Will there ever be another me?
Nope.
No. And the level of work that I put out for this university will probably never be matched by somebody else because I sacrificed myself for this university. There are people who will tell y'all in a minute to fuck y'all. Oh wait, they have.
Yeah, that'd be me.
Cause you mean
I value my time.
You got any more questions for me? I got
Yes.
you. Okay.
How much do you trust yourself, and do you listen to others more than you listen to yourself?
Drew, you talking to
Um.
you?
Oh yeah.
Talk to me.
So I
Oh,
trust myself. Yeah. I don't listen to nobody. You can ask Jesse. I'm hard headed.
I know.
I listen to me. If I make a mistake, shoot, that's my mistake that I made. As long as nobody told me to, I made it. So I like to make my own mistakes. So I trust myself. Yes, 100%.
I'm coming from a
Nobody
place
knows you better than you.
That's
yeah,
true.
because I did come from a place once upon a time where I would listen to others more than I would listen to myself. But then when I used to just follow my intuition and really just answer the questions that I already had the answers to begin with, it's a whole different ball game.
Trust me. Yes, it is.
Saves you a lot of drama, saves you a lot of bullshit, saves
Yeah.
you stress. Like it's nice and all that people give the advice and everything, but I can't rely on people's advice anymore because there's a lot of things that I've done that had I taken people's advice, I never would have did it.
hmm
I don't. How much do I trust myself? I would
That's
say about 90. That's me. Hold on, I'm about to fix it. I'm about 93%.
that's
And
real
it's
though. That's a big question.
hmm
and it's not that I don't trust myself not to make good decisions. Um,
Or do you not trust that it's the right one?
no, I think my trust with myself is again the not knowing part. Um, do I take advice from others? I will always seek advice from people that I trust enough because I don't 100% trust anybody, including myself. Um, but it's my choice if I want to use their advice or not. It's
Real.
my choice. It's my people can give you advice all day. Like I could tell Victoria to take the rest, and I'm just using her because it's just what we talked about. I can say, from my personal experience, this is what benefits people. Blah 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 blah. I think you should do this. I think you should do that. People are gonna tell you what they think you should do at all times. It is my sole discretion to take anybody's advice about me and use it. It's not them imposing on me. It's not them telling me what to do. They can tell me all day, Jamie to lose weight, Jamie to get up and walk, Jamie to do this, Jamie to do that, Jamie should color your hair, maybe you should braid it, you should do this. It is my sole choice if I do what I want to do with my life. But I welcome any, I welcome selected advice.
Yeah.
I get you on that, yeah.
hmm hmm
Because everybody got they tribe. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
That's why my circle's small as hell. Shit,
That's just, but
I barely fit in that bitch. It's so small.
it's the thing of that's how I am about my parents. My mom and dad can give all the advice they ever wanted to in life,
hmm
but it's my life,
Yep.
and what works for them might not necessarily work for me.
hmm
So in turn, I don't impose myself onto anybody. I
Hmm.
give advice where best fits the need to give advice. If it's asked, I will definitely give it. If I feel like it's needed, I will definitely give it. But it's at the person's discretion to take the advice that's given to them. I ain't put a gun to nobody's head and said, use my advice.
That's true. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I got to the point where I stopped giving people advice because I know this very right thing right here is you're not gonna take it no way. Now, if you just want to have a
They're not supposed
conversation about
to.
it and vent, if you want to have a conversation about it and vent, cool, I'm there for it. But I had to learn
Oh yeah.
to stop. I had to stop doing it because I'm like, you could tell somebody till they blue in the face, but it's not gonna
hmm
get nowhere. So it's like, why sit
Correct.
here focused on a plan, on a game plan that they're not gonna want to take in the first place. So I just
Because
listen.
who said
Because that's really
listen?
what you wanted in the first place. You wanted me to sit here and listen. So I'm listening. What you need
Who
to do?
said they had to take the advice you give them?
But that's what I'm saying. I had to get out of that mindset. That's the whole point of it all. I had to get out of the mindset. But for me, the best way to do it for me, I was like, stop giving advice because they don't want it. Honestly, Jim, people just want you to sit there and listen. Unless you
But
verbally tell me, can you give me some advice on this? I need some help on this. Sure. But 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to listen.
But you have to understand that your advice don't have to be given, don't have to be taken.
That's why I said, why give it?
Because it's needed. Like
I
it's a thought.
waste my breath
It's a,
when I
it's
could use that breath for something else.
because it is a way for them to take all views and use them to make the best decision for themselves. Sometimes
Yeah.
people look at things through their own lens. So sometimes advice is best given to help them make conscious decisions from a different perspective.
Yep. It was
Yeah.
like, it's like advice is from like mistakes other people made, so they can warn you, like, this is what I did in order to get through this. It can help you. You can take it, you can leave it, but this is what I did.
Right.
Facts. That saved me a lot of trouble in my life.
I can tell you a billion different
Advice I
ways.
could have had
Lex,
before
don't
I
fuck
knew.
with this person. Lex, don't fuck with that person.
Oh
And
no,
it's
you
from a
can't tell me that.
hold on, let me finish. I could tell you 7 different ways not to do some shit. And it's maybe from a different perspective, but unbeknownst to you, you don't have to take that shit if you don't want to. You could definitely be like, I understand, thank you for your words, and bye bye, and do what the fuck you want to.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say, people like I'll always have it in the back of my head when people like warn me about somebody, but at the end of the day, let me experience it because my experience may be different than your experience, and that's okay.
I was just using that as an example. That wasn't a real, you know what I'm saying?
I know it
You
just
know,
made me have a flashback to when people have really sat there and really worked their ass off to tell me not to fuck with somebody. But it's like at the end of the day, if somebody gives off bad energy and is genuinely not a good person, they're gonna show their true colors. So it's like you don't have to work double time trying to convince me of something. Just let life happen.
you
So
know,
I
That's
for
how
think,
me,
go ahead,
it
Drew,
is
go ahead.
with people. When it comes to people, that's just how I look at it. When people try to tell me not to fuck with somebody.
if I listen to people at my school on some of the things they told me, they said, Drew, like, life is hard, but going through this school was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I had to be so mentally into school, and if I would have listened to people say, Drew, you're not gonna take those tests and pass them, like, don't do it, I would have I never would have graduated. I really wouldn't, because some people, they told me, they say, are you sure you want to take this test? I said,
That's
yeah, I'm
wild.
sure. And then they tell me, oh, a lot of students in the past did this and it didn't work. And I say, well,
Cause
I
they
think I
fucked
can.
up, and they stay on funky ass problem because they fucked up.
Yep. And then they,
That's bad advice.
You want the
yeah.
next person to fuck up. That's crazy.
That's
Mhm.
bad advice.
Hey,
Mhm. So sometimes your advice is still best, but they gonna tell you what they gotta say anyway. So just
because
listen to what you
only
want.
you and God know what's best
Mhm.
for you.
Mhm.
And that's
True.
real.
I had a miracle because they told me not to do it. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it anyways. And
You know, a lot of that
man, I
come
was
with
serious.
parents. A lot of parents do that to their children.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's
Tell me not to
sad.
do something.
Tell them not to do something, or that their
Yes.
outcome would be this way. But you
Yeah.
know, that comes from them not. It comes from a lot of things, but majority of it is them being afraid, and so they try to
Keep you in a
persuade
box.
their children to think the same way they think because they missed out. Like my mom told me not to go to school, not to go out to school. because she stayed at home. Now, it probably was some good advice back then because I was, a little sheltered. But I don't think I would have ever learned from the mistakes I made or met the people I met had I not um, followed my own path. And that's just real talk.
Mhm.
No disrespect to my mama. She ain't always right, but
Parents don't, they love not to admit it, but Lord have mercy, that's a conversation for another day. But that's all the questions I have for y'all. I'm about to stop this recording.